let's get into our recaps. Tonight we'll kick off with Matt since you weren't here last session, and if you have any kind of lingering questions about last week's session too, feel free to ask, and we'll let the others answer them. But if you don't mind recapping from the last session you were here, and any kind of standout moments that you remember, or thoughts about what comes next.
Yeah, it was Horngaard has basically betrayed the entire order. So to Serva now, he is just as bad, if not worse than Strahd. So she is effectively kicking him out herself. She also, I should have mentioned it beforehand, but yeah, she does feel pretty bad because she does feel somewhat responsible for Esmeralda dying. Well, not somewhat. She feels fully responsible because it was her fault. But definitely hoping that her and Van Richten are fine. Is very interesting, and I listened a bit, to see that even he's got a soft spot, and maybe he didn't give into the curse, but he comes off as the kind that might, instead of going for what would be perceived to be the greater good, might choose Esmeralda instead. But everyone's got their vices. There's some. It was a interesting fight by the bridge. Though to be fair, we are almost got the skull back. I think we've just now reached Argynvost, from what I listened in on, and I'm not gonna steal Dimitri's thunder. It's up to them to explain what has happened to them or recap what has happened to them. But yeah, got Horngaard's sword, and hopefully we'll be able to set things straight. And as we're getting closer to the end.
Yeah, it's almost like the Spider-Man and Mary Jane thing, with Rudolph and Esmeralda. Even though Esmeralda is probably way cooler than Mary Jane, just my opinion, whether or not that's true. But your close ones can be a strength as well as a burden when you have to make such tough decisions. Thank you. Go ahead and take your inspiration, and we'll see who's next.
Too soon to be talking about Spider-Man.
I'm sorry. Next we Winrel, if you don't mind kicking off or continuing our recaps.
Sure. Well, the team continued to roll pretty exceptionally to avoid random encounters. So we were able to travel fairly quickly, and then we got waylaid into a spider nest. And yeah, I'll there wasn't a lot of content last week, so I'll stop there and let someone else take over with the actual fight.
Sounds good. Yeah, you guys traveled super swiftly. Many days, but definitely.
Oh, we finished our books. Me and Serva finished our books. So in case Serva hasn't given herself the points yet. Not.
That's an excellent point of order. Yeah, that's a big bonus for both of you guys. Thank you. Go ahead and take your inspiration, and we'll see you next. Next will be Dimitri, if you don't mind continuing our recaps.
Sorry, like when Ralph said, we booked it. Didn't have many. I don't think any encounters except for that spider encounter. At least not that I remember. So we made really good time. We just had to say goodbye to Rictavio for now, because he's gonna sit with Esmeralda in that tower until she's ready to move, because she's still a bit broken from the fall. And yeah, Dimitri got covered in 4 swarms of spiders, went mad, and then passed out. And subsequent attempts from the party to try and wake Dimitri seem to have only made things worse. So he's currently comatose, and we'll see how this.
Yeah, a pretty traumatic experience that we might have even completely bypassed, but due to really good integrity by Dimitri, we had to face the consequences. Valiant efforts to save him, but maybe sometimes valiant efforts can make some things worse. Then go ahead and take your inspiration, and we'll see you next. Next will be Nisha, if you don't mind continuing our recaps.
Yeah, Nisha. I was running out a little content of last week. Nisha, I think Nisha, Elward, and Dimitri, I think, had some poignant sort of comments before leaving Rudolph in the tower that hopefully resonated with him as he thinks maybe about next steps or potentially still remaining an ally in an hour of need as we go to face Strahd. Nisha finally got to unleash some icy wrath on enemies that weren't immune, which is fan-fucking-tastic. It felt good to be useful in a fight for the first time in like 8 sessions. And yeah, and just the stuff with Dimitri. Oh man, yeah, I think we all felt fairly helpless with respect to the efforts made, made in good faith and very much in character. I think for a lot of us, but seemingly to no avail. So unfortunately, some as we were talking about binging Netflix shows, kind of left ourselves on an end of season Netflix binge here, and now we got to see what happens.
Yeah, what a cliffhanger for sure. And indeed, I that wall of ice just shattered those spiders. It was a pretty cool, very good use, and the angles and everything. You must never see that like surrounding the party like that. You always see like a straight wall or kind of blocking off, or like a big like turret or something. But kind of creating that big barrier wall was really cool. Thank you. Now go ahead and take your inspiration. And last but not least, Elward, do you mind closing out our recaps?
Yeah. Like everyone said in the beginning of the session, we had our maybe final moments with Rotavio, as it seems he might be pulling away from the war entirely against Strahd to protect Esmeralda. And yeah, we saw a little bit of character development or a conclusion to his ego or his dismay against monsters. But after that ended, we went our ways. Uncomfortable silence between the party after things were said and done. Maybe some small talk. Rotavio was a dick. Kind of was a good conversation starter. Edward's puppets has seen a bit of a metamorphosis as he's getting 1 or 2 steps closer to reaching his final goal. And yeah, it appears that we are heading to the end of our journey. Sadly, Dimitri has got a bit of a parting gift, but we'll see what happens. And I do not say that it's the party's fault. Dimitri had to make all the rolls. We were just helping him start the rolls. Whether or not that completely destroyed his life is on him.
It's gonna be a tough one for sure. Yeah, the kind of the where we left off with Rudolph and Esmeralda is interesting, and I would agree. I think everyone shares a pretty similar sentiment of like a sense of maybe a little bit of betrayal and judgment, unfair judgment by him, but hopefully. As well, there's a bit of mutual respect between the two, the division. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe we're just like F that guy, and some of us are like, meh, well, he's got his reasons. But thank you. Go ahead and take your inspiration, Any lingering thoughts or questions before we move back into session?
I have a question because I'm updating my backup just in case. What do I put at the end of the damage roll for a weapon if to automatically reroll ones and twos?
Oh, it's like RO less than 2. So it's like reroll
Okay.
once if it's less than 2. For like a great sword or something like I can't remember the fighting style.
Yeah, for fighting style, great weapon master. So I reroll ones and twos. So let me try it out.
And I kind of put you in the background for that server, but I'm sure because I don't know your character 100%, so maybe you have something to
Oh no,
wake up a sleepy Dimitri. I know.
Probably not, but I appreciate it. Thank you.
I gave him a little slap. That's about it. For you, offer's still on the table, guys. If you want me to stomp him out with my buckets, it worked last time. But, that's the lingering thought. Well, I don't think I used any spells for that last fight, Sarah, so you should still have all your spells.
I reset all my long rest stuff from what I heard.
Rightfully so. Yeah, we did kind of deliberate quite a bit with Dimitri and tried our best to wake him. Very strange occurrences with the laughter and all of the weird behavior, the unconscious behavior. Our friend is still breathing slightly, breathing normally, evenly, but not waking from whatever this nightmare is that he's going through. We've piled him up on the horse and the wagon with the skull and continued on our way to Argynvost. Does you guys want to do anything before we reach Argynvost?
Oh, not that. She would try. It's not gonna do anything, but she would try to cast a spell just to see if it would work, and that would be on Dimitri, since she's kind of assuming the land kind of works.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Let me just double check.
All right, thanks, Elward. Yeah, thank you.
And obviously, you changed the weapon dyer. Had your modifiers.
Cool. Okay, yeah, that is effective. As you're kind of walking along, maybe like mid-morning, Serva, you kind of like, bing, this idea reaches your head, and you're like, what if it's something like this? And you cast remove curse. Dimitri, you wake up.
I wake up. Is the other one still affecting me, or are both removed?
All the other stuff. You just woke up.
Oh, okay. Who are you?
What? I'm sorry, Dimitri?
Yes, that's my name. But who are you guys, and what's this?
Maybe you all hit him too hard. Kind of hard to explain. Do you know where you are, at least?
No.
Oh.
This place doesn't look familiar, and it looks looks quite dreadful, actually.
Oh, believe me, it is. What's the last thing you remember?
The last thing I remember is waking up.
Really? That's it? Your own name and nothing else?
Yes, I know I am Dimitri Vance. How could I ever forget?
How could you forget where you are? All right. You're in a place called Barovia. It's awful, to say the least. I know it may seem hard to believe, but most of us are your friends. I'm from here, and you're not. You're from a place called Waterdeep.
No. None of that sounds for any familiar at all.
Figured it wouldn't be. Damn it, pie guy.
That's good.
Regardless, I know it may seem hard to believe, but we're your friends. We're trying to stop a vampire. Do you know what a vampire is?
No, that doesn't sound familiar either.
All right. Well, they're very bad people. They drink blood, and he's the reason that you are stuck here, and kind of the reason you can't remember anything. It was mostly spiders, but he's the reason you're here and got attacked by those spiders.
I know I don't like spiders.
Figured. Point is...
Well, who... You said most people were friends. Who's not friends here?
Well, some of them
vampires?
just may not... Some of them may not just consider themselves friends to you. We've been a little tense lately, but I'm Serva. This is Nisha. This is Winrow. And this is Elwood. And I don't want to speak for any of them, but I'm your friend.
All right. So, if you're my friend, leaves 3 people. If they're not my friends, are they vampires?
Well, it's up to them if they're your friend or not. But regardless, we're here because we're trying to stop that vampire. Everyone here is at least trying to stop that vampire, friends or not. I can't say stopping that vampire will bring your memory back. I don't know what will, but you're welcome to come around with us, and we'd really like your help stopping that vampire. You mostly use what's something called a gun and a sword. Do you remember how to use those and what they are?
Hold on. I need to read the thing again. Okay, yeah. Yes, of course I know what this is. I made this. This is probably my greatest work ever, Matilda.
Do you know why it's called that?
No, I can't say I do. I think it just sounds nice. It's a nice name.
Well, unfortunately, you never told me why you called it that, but it's a start. I won't force you to come along, but I don't want you by yourself like this. It sounds kind of selfish of me to ask you to come with us, but we're expecting some fights along the way, and maybe we can help jog your memory a bit, or at least better in numbers, right?
Well, you said we've been traveling together for how long?
I've honestly lost track of the days. Me, not as long as the rest of them, but you lot have been here for a while, from what I can tell.
Months.
I think you've been with these two for the longest, and she'll point to Winrel and Elward.
Does Elward have any puppets out?
To my dismay. Oh yeah, to your dismay, yeah. I got a happy check and 8 out.
Okay.
And,
Oh.
They're getting their feet ready.
What are those curious things?
Pretty weird, man. Well, Elward
I'm an
can explain it a
adventurer.
bit better.
I'm an inventor, like in the realest of terms. You're more of an amateur compared to me, though. But we share a similar hobby. Well, yours is like a child hobby. Mine's is more a profession. But still a good conversation starter between us.
Now, those things are quite creative, but not as technical as Matilda here. I wouldn't call this a child's toy.
No, the way you be shooting it around sometimes. Yeah, even the sound effects that you make when you shoot it, you go pew pew pew. Yeah, it's quite a. You don't remember doing that? You go pew pew when you fire off your gun.
Why would I have to make sound effects? It's quite loud on
Hey,
its
you
own.
you don't gotta tell me, but it's it was just something that you did. Maybe it helped you concentrate. Maybe it helped you shoot better.
I have always wondered if that was a required part of the process.
Maybe it's one of your brilliance of being able to survive so long is something to help you focus.
I'm gonna insight that because it sounds weird.
Yeah, you give an insight, and Elward, I'll give you a deception with advantage since you had Winrel assist.
Oh yeah, I was about to ask.
It's not gonna matter. My deception's booty. What do you have 7 insight for?
Yeah, I'll let you guys roleplay it out how you perceive this.
All right. Well, I don't quite believe you.
It was more of a joke. I was testing you to see if your memory really is truly gone and gone. But I'm glad to see that you still rely on your instincts at least.
I have excellent instincts.
Well,
Still not
up
good
to
at
you
reading the
if
room,
you'll-
though.
What?
Still not good at reading the room, though.
No. You know. Well, if you say I've been traveling with you for so long, then I will continue. Seems like my help is much needed.
As you kind of look around and you take in your surroundings, Dimitri, you see that you've just come out of these dark, foreboding woods. The whole place seems to be just valleys of hills, and you see down to the east a swamp. But it's a very dark and foreboding place, and the path that, like the opposite path, like if you went back the way that these guys aren't going, it'd be towards a huge, scary woods with massive amounts of webs. Even maybe you'd see hear a few wolves' howls, and kind of striding through the tops of the trees, you see this massive figure or shadow kind of like striding through the trees. It definitely looks to be a lot scarier to go the way that they are not going.
Yes. I will accompany you.
Pleasure to have you again.
trying to sound confident, clearly seeing webs and everything, is a bit shaken.
Excellent. You guys go ahead and take 700 XP for your roleplay. I'm gonna give you an extra 300 serva for coming up with the remove curse. Your sanity score is still at 4, Dimitri, but that madness effect was removed. The unconscious one.
Okay, and the other one's still active for the however.
Right. The other 2 are still active. One
One
indefinitely.
was a flaw.
Right. So that one's indefinite, and the other one I think is another long term.
Yeah, that one is. I have it on my sheet on the amount of.
Cool. As we trudge on, we cut out of the Spallett Woods, through one of the kind of rolling hillsides of this part of Barovia as we arrive at Argynvost Holt Manor. And I'll shift scenes for you guys. I went ahead and removed the dynamic lighting for this place since you guys have seen most of it. This is just one of 2 of the maps.
All the undead are up.
As you approach the entrance to the Argynvost Holt, you see the large tattered banner of Lord Argynvost has been
The whole side got destroyed.
hung out across the main entrance, and you see the undead knights all lining.
Oh, yeah, they were.
Yo, can you hear us, Spy Guy?
They were drumming over there in the front of the mansion.
Mic check, mic check.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Pie Guy, can you hear us?
I think we said
I think we touched on. I remember taking con saves to see if.
Can you hear us, Pie?
Hi, guy, can you hear us?
Yo, can you hear us now, Pie Guy?
Yeah. Discord's weird today.
Cool. Sorry about that.
Sorry. I'm like talking and everyone's like, "Why is he talking?"
No worries at all. It's not a session if we don't have at least one mic issue. It's just part of playing online. But yeah, you approach the manor and you see these undead knights, the past warriors of the Order of the Silver Dragon, lining the stairwells to the entrance. You see phantom ghost figures kind of hovering beyond just as well. At the foot of the stairs, you see Sir Godfrey Guilin. He seems to be holding a shield made of silver with an intricate dragon carving across it. Each of these undead knights, you don't see the red fury of their eyes like you did last time. Instead, their eyes themselves seem to be burning with this bluish silvery light as you approach, and the silver dragon skull gets closer and closer. They seem to be kneeling at attention, waiting on you.
Dear Lord, monsters! And I go to pull my gun.
I'm gonna stab Dimitri. No. These are my friends.
These are friends?
They hate vampires especially. I have really weird friends.
All right. I'll slowly reholster the gun, but not take my eyes off of the.
Besides, I don't think that's a fight we can win. All right. This is a moment indeed. Server's gonna look around just to see, I kind of want to make a perception check just to see if maybe there's Vladimir sticking out behind one of the bushes or something.
Yeah, of course. Go ahead. You can give it.
Oh, that should be with disadvantage because exhaustion.
Yeah, you don't see any evidence of Vladimir nearby. Maybe you kind of see like some ravens circling overhead, but outside that, there's no sign of others outside yourselves and these undead knights. You see Sir Godfrey seems to like see you look left and look right, and his undead face kind of turns into a smile, and he gives you a slight nod, like a bow almost.
She'll nod back and start dragging the skull towards him.
As you begin to drag the skull towards Argynvost Holt, the skull itself seems to be beginning to glow with that bluish silvery light. And as you move forward, you see the skull kind of get even with the nearest warriors. And they look up into the sky, and their whole essence seems to fade away into sparkling silver light and shoot towards the sky.
Well, at least it's a good send-off for you all.
As you step farther, the nearest knights, they take out their long swords and they raise them up, as they too and the warriors behind them fade into the spectral bluish silvery light and shoot off into the misty sky. Until all that's left with you is Sir Godfrey Guilin and the skull of Argynvost itself. As you approach the manor and the skull tings against the stone steps, the skull itself, you feel the weight lifted as it turns into this silvery beacon that flies out and circles around the manor itself, striking into the highest turret of the manor, and this massive beam of light shoots out, piercing through the mist sky, and a giant phantom of a dragon roars out. You hear the voice. All those that would oppose Strahd and bring light to this land, raise thy voice.
And with that, she's gonna raise Vladimir's sword and just stare off into the sky for a bit.
Indeed, a bit of as the light kind of streaming into the mist, kind of cutting through the darkness, a little tendril shoots out and seems to strike you right in the chest. What do the others do as this command is called out?
I was just told that's what I was doing, so I am.
As you voice your assent, another tendril fires out and strikes you straight into the chest, Dimitri.
Sorry, I take a breath and I kind of do like in a classroom, like you sort of know the answer, but you're not too sure, and you like slowly raise your hand. And then I close my eyes and squint and waiting for the tendril to hit me.
Indeed, as maybe it was a little bit nervous of an assent. It was still an assent. The tendril shoots out and strikes you straight in the chest.
Seeing all this happen, Nijia will let out a lipless battle cry of the Dust Elf people, which sounds a lot like a Xena warrior princess. Sort of.
Nice. As you do so, another tendril kind of fires out, and it may be where the others felt a bit of the coldness of this tendril. It seems to be almost a bit of comfort, the norm. Nothing like this could seem cold to you. It just strikes into your heart.
Mostly to fuck with Dimitri, I'm gonna transform halfway and howl.
Oh dear Lord!
As you give out your own unique battle cry, scaring the bejesus out of Dimitri. I'm half tempted to make you roll a charisma save, Dimitri, but I'm not gonna.
Oops, I
We
killed
just
the
got
meat.
him back.
That's what does me in.
That would be awful and hilarious.
A silly prank. Oh!
But as your own wolf howl calls to the night, this silvery light shoots out and strikes directly into your chest. The voice calls out once more. You fight with us. Take the protection of the Order of the Silver Dragon and solve what we cannot. Redeem our land and redeem our order. You have the hope. You are the beacon. Go. And the light continues to stream, but the phantom of the dragon fades. You see all of the lights, little beads of light that the warriors and the spectral phantoms kind of had made form up with this beacon of silvery light just shooting off into the sky. And each of you get a +1 to your AC. A blessing, or a charm, I guess you could say.
Ooh.
So long as you serve the purpose
Sorry,
of...
accident.
Oh, no worries. No worries at all. So long, you get this +1 so long as you serve to try to bring down Strahd. And then we come back. Sir Godfrey, you see him holding this shield. And he kind of holds it out to you, Serva. Dear child, I know you have faced much. I'm sorry that I could not aid you earlier. You have proven your worth. You have brought honor back to us. I cannot offer much, but the symbol of our order, the greatest sacrifice that one can give, is their life for their country and their friends. You now hold the goal. You are our chosen. Take this symbol of our power and our honor, and let it guide you. To do so, though, you must free yourself from the curse that you have lingered, the curse that you have absorbed. There are costs that are too much.
She nods a bit and then just kind of gets down on her knee. Can you help me one last time? Like you did all those years ago? To take it off?
Of course, my child. You feel his hands kind of reach down and begin to remove the cloak. As the cloak lifts off your shoulder, you look up and you don't see Sir Godfrey anymore, but the spectral silver light, as he too fades and melds with the beam, the beacon of hope that's just been lit by you all. You are no longer attuned to the shroud, and you hear the metal of the silver shield kind of clang on the stone steps before you. Do you wish to pick it up? You don't have to.
She's about to, and then she starts crying a little bit as she starts to grab it and just stands back up. I knew I'd free them all, but it's so sad to see them all go. But this is what they need. And she's just gonna take the shield and then just kick the cloak to the side.
As you remove the carrion shroud with the assistance of Sir Godfrey, you can wield this. Only you can wield this. The shield of the silver dragon.
Oh wow!
Doesn't look like it takes attunement.
Da-na-na-na.
That's a super cool looking shield.
I will add that, and she will pull out her old axe and just kind of give it a twirl. Good to be back. And I assume at that point, since the skull is gone, she's just going to turn back to everyone else and slowly make her way back.
Oh, and the curse is lifted as well that the carrion shroud placed on you.
Right. I took that off too. I took off all the boons and stuff. Sorry to get emotional on you.
Yes, that was quite interesting. Why? What's wrong with her there? When Winrel? Why is she doing that?
And the point is, Dimitri, I said goodbye to a lot of friends. But no point on dwelling on that. I've got my friends right here I need to focus on. Thank you. All of you.
Yes, I'm sorry about your friends.
Serva. How exactly did you come to hang out with all dead people anyway?
Well, I used to be not much more than a bandit as a child. Being born here, you either get powerful, get cursed, a mix of the two, or you just be a bit mindless. Sir Godfrey, the last one you saw, you've met him. Well, he gave me a bit of a story. Poem, you could say. Sort of saved me himself. Just like he did right there. He's the one that made me who I was before that cloak, and hopefully who I am again. And she kind of looks down a bit. I shouldn't have threatened you all. You've all gone through your own hardships. You've all lost a lot. At first, I was jealous of you all to have a life outside of this place, but maybe I'm here to help you all. I don't know, but the point is, I'm sorry.
I don't know what you did, but it's no hard feelings.
My life was hell coming, even before coming here. My life is hell now, and my life will be hell in the future. You could say that. That would change that, so your words can't hurt me or offend me. Can't talk about my puppets though. They're great. Look at them. Look at the engineering, technology,
Yeah, I'll
the
still
craft.
call them. Oh, they're well made. I'll still call them weird though.
But now that what can we? Why Winrel? Why is she?
Nija will put a bony hand on Dimitri's shoulder and just say, "It's all right, love. We're all a bit weird."
Oh, I thought you were in like disguise the whole time.
Oh no, I've been my bony skeletal self. I do have disguise self, but it only lasts for an hour, so I'm sure I'd probably be my normal self. My normal.
Perhaps you didn't notice.
Let's just pretend. Yeah, let's just pretend you.
Perhaps I didn't notice till now. And like, dear God, what happened to who? You're just a skeleton.
I wasn't always this way. Do not have fear, Dimitri. We met not that long ago, and we have been traveling companions for several weeks. You are a noble warrior, and I am proud to serve by your side. I have recently taken a curse upon myself in order to restore my people, the Dusk Elves, and the cost of this curse is what you see before you.
Okay.
I'll do the dog thing, like in response to Dimitri's freak out. I'll do the dog thing where I like, cock my head to the side and I'll just be like, "Wah."
Okay. Sorry about that outburst. This is all a lot to take in.
But
Well,
I'll change back.
you get used to it after a while.
Since we're being open about everything, Dimitri, I'm really you. And I rip off my face and I'm Dimitri. No. I'm joking.
It's like if that happened, I'm pretty sure it'd just be another madness. Dimitri would be gone again.
I was trying not to make you roll, but on that one I would have.
Oh yeah, no, I would have. That would have been totally.
If I had a rippable face, maybe.
Yeah, if you had some kind of like puppet face.
Oh. All right. Well, this is all new information. Again, sorry for the outburst, but I'm okay.
Yeah. Like I said, you get a little used to it. But, well, where to now, everyone?
As you look out, kind of look surround like your surroundings, you this whole time in Barovia, in your whole life, Nisha and Serva has just been covered in this mist-covered land, this darkness, this twilight. The silver beam that seems to cut through the mist sky. You can look up, and it looks to be like stars. It's nighttime. You can see even the moon. It's the first time any of you have seen the sky since you've been in this land. Some of you, for the first time, you've seen it at all.
Look, the clouds are starting to clear up.
Is it real? Winrel Elward, is that really what it looks like?
It's the moon.
Yeah. Take it in. This is what we'll be fighting for against Strahd.
And, she'll give a bit of a small smile. It's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen.
But
No wonder the Order kept fighting.
You've never seen the moon?
Everybody's getting all teary and stuff because they haven't seen the moon in months, and then
I've never seen it
just
in
yesterday.
my entire life.
I saw the moon yesterday. Oh, you haven't seen the moon the entire life? Yeah. Dimitri hasn't seen the moon since yesterday.
Yeah. I haven't. But I'm looking forward to getting to see it some more after we kill Strahd. Right?
Right.
Yes.
Well, as the last of the Order of the Silver Dragon is at your complete service. And she'll give a bit of a kneel again. Tell me where to go, and I'll follow.
Dimitri,
Yes.
are you married?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't remember.
see. Well, rather than return a favor you once did to me, I'll say you're better off not married.
All right. I think that was I think that was a dream of mine. I don't know. I really thought you were going to.
You really want to do that too?
I really thought. I was like, it's acceptable. I was like, go and do it. No, I don't. I get it if you say so, but I think that was a dream of mine. I think.
Speaking of dreams, I think everyone's a little tired. I think it'd be fine for us to rest in the manor. Don't you all agree?
Wait, that place? That manor that looks like it's going to fall down?
If it's held up this long, it should be fine another night or another 100. It's been around longer than we've been alive.
Is the beacon still coming out of the manor?
Yeah, it's like a permanent fixture now.
Oh. We changed the landscape. Well. All right.
Yeah, we can bed down here for the night. Serva, do you mind rolling a d20 for our possible random encounters? So we kind of hunker down in parts of the manor, maybe the main hall or one of the side rooms. Okay. I just made the giant spiders flee. Let's see what we're gonna do. Roll a d20 for me. I mean, sorry, a d12 plus a d8. Okay, let's see. Yeah, there were more spiders. A ton of them. Okay, cool. I need a watch order. Roll another d8 for me, Serva. Okay, cool. Okay, one, two, three, or four. Okay, excellent. So that leaves two. Cool, excellent. All right, Elward. Oh my goodness. And your passive is 10. Is it right? Is it correct? Your passive is 10? Passive perception?
One sec, I haven't touched my PP in a long time. Oh, yeah, my passive perception is 11.
Okay, good. I'll just move you guys into the Great Hall real fast. As Serva's watch come and goes, you kind of let her go to rest, and about halfway through your watch, you've been hearing this kind of tap, tap, tick, tick, tap, tap. It seems to be coming from these nearby windows on the southwest corner, kind of nearest you.
Who's out there?
No response. As you kind of look, though, your eyes gleam it, and it looks like several small shapes kind of fluttering about just outside the window.
They're fluttering lights.
Just fluttering shapes. As Ada gets closer, like dark, like winged shapes, and they seem to be. As she gets really close, they seem to be like smacking their little bodies into the window. They're trying to get in. It's a good many of them, almost like 15 to 20 of them, all trying to like smack their way into this window.
They're bats.
Yeah, they're bats.
It's not like an adjustable window. It's like
It's like a stained glass window.
stained glass, right? Cool. And Happy Jack, make sure that this door is closed.
Indeed.
And yeah, if they can't penetrate the window, I'll allow everyone to keep sleeping if it's not too much. But if I start seeing cracks along the glass, then I'll start warning the others.
And you can see through Ada, right? It's like your senses.
Yeah, it's like a familiar. We can share senses. Yeah.
Okay, cool. As you look at the bats and you kind of examining him, you see amongst the 15, one stands out. It's a bit bigger. It's a bit larger. It has these blood red eyes. It seems to be kind of circling about in a very persuasive motion. I need a wisdom saving throw, Elward.
Wisdom's not my strongest. I'll use my DM inspiration.
You're 10 feet from me, so you have. Wait, no, I'm not conscious. Never mind.
Thankfully, I did that.
Yeah, that's exactly what you need.
Oh, that's a strong one.
As you feel this, just you're like being drawn towards it. You feel your senses being almost pulled out of Ada's head, and you snap yourself back together, and you're like, it's just bats. And you kind of blink once, blink twice, and it seems like all the bats have given up, and they begin to kind of flutter away. And you swear you heard like one of the bats like say a curse word, like a Barovian curse word, as they flutter off. You're all good. That's outside that, nothing else happens, and you guys are able to take a long rest. And I'm gonna give you 300 XP for making that save, and everyone can take 700 for the role play earlier. 700 XP for the role play after the beacon was lit, and while it was being lit.
Lennon, would that knock off? Do you want to do it by long rest or?
Yeah,
to
one
knock off?
day's down. Yeah, 1 day's down.
Okay.
Cool. And so we awake the next morning, fully rested. Maybe a little shooken up, but probably not. That's not the worst thing that you've experienced. It didn't turn out that bad. The silver beacon still shining off into the sky, and now just a little bit of rays, a little bit of sun rays as you wake up in the morning. Maybe this is even what has woken you up, kind of streaking through the hole that's been cut into the mist and shining their light upon Argynvost. A bit of dew and a bit of flowers kind of begin to blossom out of the cracks and the crumbles of the stone. A bit of sunlight. Even more striking, perhaps, than the moon and the stars. A bit of sunlight striking across your path for the first time in months. First time ever, perhaps.
Things are looking up now.
Nisha will be holding her bony hand like up in front of her face, like she's trying to shield her eyeless eye sockets.
Yeah, even before this ordeal, our word was a shut-in, so He's not too impressed or happy about the light. But it's a welcome change.
Ah,
I'm not sure I'll get used to that.
that looks like,
I'm excited to get used to it.
at least right here, it looks like it's a beautiful.
Yeah. And if we take care of you-know-who, it should look like this everywhere else.
Also, maybe you guys notice now that today, for that Dimitri actually does not have his.
Doesn't have his what?
The mask.
He forgot to wear it.
Dimitri, you'll get COVID. Put that back on.
What's wrong with you?
It's 'cause-
Social distancing, man.
No, on.
What should I put it on? Is the farther away from here toxic? Is that why I was?
You just put it on to put it on, and I feel like if you start remembering, you're going to be pretty mad that we let you not have it on.
I mean, okay. I got well, if you say so, I'll put it back on.
I know you mentioned it once, but what do you look like again?
It's just like 3 like huge scars going from like top forehead down to like chin. Just it like partially disfigured, I guess is the best way to pull it. Like it would look like a fairly average, even remotely attractive male, if, I mean, you know, except for the 3 huge scars cutting across.
Not bad. Anyways, let's get a move on.
A move on to where exactly? We haven't quite discussed our next.
Wherever you guys want to go, I suppose.
Well, I was hoping to make some allies here, but it seems they've all gone to the next life. So I think the next thing is to go to the winery, return this last crystal to them, and perhaps the wise were-ravens would.
Oh, is that what that is? Is that what the thing is in my bag? I almost forgot to mention.
Yeah. You're pretty good friends with them too. Maybe some wine will jog your memory as well.
I do love wine.
Oh, it's always the simple things you remember with this kind of stuff.
Speaking of things to remember, actually, Dimitri, have you been hearing voices in your head?
Voices? No.
There should be a handle around your waist. Am I taking that out?
Yeah. And he'll. Oh, you mean?
I hate to have you hold on to that and not use that. We're kind of reliant on that weapon. So then a tutorial menu will pop up.
Press X now.
It will be like, Mr. Vance, listen. To activate the sword, you must say these cringy words. I forgot the cringy word that you always say.
I don't think there was words. It was just like it was like willpower or something to activate it because it doesn't have any activation. I think I guess I'll clarify it with Lynn. Would I still know? I would still know how to use this or no?
The sun sword?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would fall in your things you would know still. You don't know what it is, You don't know. You don't necessarily know like where you got it and what it exactly is, but you know how to use it.
Okay. Okay, so when he pulls it off his belt loop, it will activate that.
Hey, you got that down pat. That's good. When we fight these terrible creatures out there, that's gonna help us be able to damage them. So be mindful of that. You don't have to be right next to them, because I know you like to be a fair distance away from the enemy, but as long as you have that out, then we're good.
Oh, all right.
Now, do you know how to move 30 feet during a turn?
You want to press X now again? Now go there behind cover and crouch. Action economy. It better be good, because this is an action economy heavy character.
Alright, so yeah, I'd say we go to the winery. You guys made it a point to give this back to the people so we can lift their spirits. I don't care for such rot, but if it helps defeat Straud, then sure, whatever. If they give us a reward, then that's another good reason to go.
Plus a winery, we can get some wine.
So Dimitri lost his memory and woke up in an MMO because his first two quests have been a delivery quest, and now
A tutorial.
Yes, I concur. We need to see how much aid they're willing to lend.
But the only caveat is Krek is along the way on the main road, and we still have a weird relation with the abbot. When I mean weird, I mean we don't know just yet if he's friend or foe. We don't know if Krek's still up at this point. Might have been angry, or Strahd might have been angry at him and released all those terrible creatures out into the town. Not all of them are terrible, from what we see, but a lot of them can't control themselves.
Well, I think we should at least check in. We did leave the children there after all.
Children? We brought children to this place?
Yes, they're all your children, Dimitri.
Daycare is pretty expensive.
Wait, what?
They're all little gunslingers like you.
That seems terribly irresponsible for me to bring my children to a place like this.
I know, you're a pretty irresponsible guy.
No, don't worry. They're not your children, but they do look up to you, so they are still kind of like your children.
They are in spirit.
Oh, all right. And why would we not be friends with that?
Yeah, why would you guys not be friends with him? Other than, like, that sword thing.
Well, for one, he spearheads almost a small army of very violent creatures.
When we get like a few hours away from Crake, I will take off the cloak and hide it in my.
Also, he saw the creatures that were there at the camp. They were made of flesh. I have a book that tells me about it. They're known as flesh golems. You don't get flesh golems without gutting a few corpses and putting them back together.
Sounds like we've got somebody else to take care of.
It doesn't sound
Well-
like an abbot. Sounds like a monster.
Right. It's like I said with Vladimir all that long time ago. If we can't get past him, what hopes do we have to get past Strahd?
Very well.
So, there was a lot going on yesterday. But who is this Straud, and why are we going?
Tell you along the way. But you can't go home to Waterdeep as long as Strahd lives.
It's very
Right.
likely you won't remember anything as long as he lives.
Water.
All these bad things that we've been talking about, and the reason we couldn't see the sun or the moon till just now, that's his fault.
Ah, well, he does sound bad. But what's Waterdeep?
It's your
Uh,
home.
I don't. Is it?
well,
Mhm.
let's look towards the present and not the horizon. Another reason you wanted to go to defeat Strahd because you already have a target on your back from him. He already hates you, and he's going to send many of his minions, and he'll come himself to kill you himself.
Why does he hate me? I think I'm a very likable person. What did I?
I'll put my hand on his arm, on Dimitri's arm. He took everything from you, and honestly, it's better if you never remember. But all I can tell you is there's nothing you want more than revenge on Strahd.
Okay. Dimitri.
That's gotta be a point.
I feel like the six finger thing is the least weird thing that's happened in the past 24 hours.
That's what put you over the edge.
Changing into a wolf and a skeleton person, and then a beam of light with a bunch of undead. That all happens. Six fingers is just like, oh, okay. If excuse me. Oh, I swallowed. But sorry about that cough. Well, if that's what, if you say that that's my goal, then let's be on our way to destroy Strahd.
Dimitri's like the most agreeable and
Amnesiac.
apparently like nonchalant, accepting person ever.
So he has no choice.
He's
He's just gonna go off by himself.
I don't even know where I am. You people have told me you're my friends, so I'm just gonna go along with it.
Actually, new Dimitri is more of a liability because we're gonna run into some unsavory people, and he's gonna start fights again.
He's gonna
buffering.
Yeah. Or just gonna run into people that I don't know we made enemies with, and then just be like, oh, they're a friend.
Hey,
Oh.
these Vistani people are pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, let's take off. So we're headed towards the winery and then Craig, I guess, or vice versa.
We'll stop by Crick and then head to the winery. Depends what the layout is.
Okay, yeah. They're about equidistant away. It just depends if you go north or south across that bridge.
I say we go south then.
That's
my vote.
I think we should go to the winery first.
Who wants a drink?
Okay, cool. I'll go with the majority rules then. It doesn't seem like anyone's opposed, unless Nisha has opposition. But, Elward, will you roll a d20 for our daytime random encounters?
Sure.
Now we're gonna get all the random encounters.
Okay, cool.
Need that EXP before Strahd.
Cool. As we start heading more and more into the woods, back towards the old Svalich Road, and headed back towards the winery, kind of explaining things, the way of the world, to Dimitri, and kind of stumbling along the way, perhaps revealing a few more of the scary traits that we all have. Talking about different things, talking about how fat he got in the fun house, but then he got thin again, and all that stuff. But along the way, kind of taking this more narrow, smaller path through the woods. It's quite dark. As soon as you move away from Argynvost Holt and you kind of move away from the sunlight, it goes back to the mist, just twilight-covered night of this land. But as you're traveling down the path, you see an individual kind of standing in the center of the path, woods flanking on either side. He seems to have a wooden flute up to his mouth, but he's not playing, he's not really moving, he's just standing there. You see his feet are kind of like covered in the grass and the shrubbery nearby. It's a pretty run path.
That's a little weird.
Kind of lean over to Serva and be like, is that
No, I have no idea who that is. Do you?
No.
Checks out.
Yep, checked out.
You see this strange individual kind of raise the flute up, and seems like you see the mouth moving and the hands move, but you don't hear any sound. Instead, kind of a little bit to the left of you, Dimitri, you see kind of like a vine kind of shrivel and stand, and like a little mouth kind of pops up, and the voice comes out. Return to the land which is hers. Give back what was stolen. And then the vine kind of goes back to being a normal vine.
Did the rest of us hear that?
Yeah, all of you heard it. It was audible. It was just the vine right next to Dimitri.
So, with all due respect, we don't even know what we stole, supposedly.
Do I remember that saying?
You can give me a history check or a nature check. Maybe you've heard a little bit of it. You clearly can tell this person looks like a druid from Yesterhill. Very resembles them quite a bit. Not like the wild folk of the northern lands, but much more like the wild folk of the western lands. And that they were performing some kind of ritual, and the verbiage seemed to be similar to the ritual verbiage they were using when you guys stopped the big wicker man from being whatever was going to happen to it. But as you're kind of pondering this, you see the druid kind of raise the flute up once more and kind of play, but you don't hear the sound again. There doesn't seem to be any sound except right behind Happy Jack, a little bush kind of shrivels, and you hear a bit of voice kind of come through. The Fanes are locked. Return their souls. You have won. Return her.
We have a soul?
When we were attacking making the siege against the house, were the druids using
musical instruments to control? I know one of them had a staff.
Yeah, one of them had a staff.
Were the other two using musical instruments to control the blights?
No, not that you saw in that activity. No.
Oh, okay. I think they want the gem that we possess.
Oh, are these does he work for the winery?
Oh, I believe he was one of the people who stole from the winery.
Then he's not getting it.
Winrail, if you want to give me a history check too, you can after the last thing that was heard. Something specific to her, she might recall.
Sorry, what was it? Sorry.
If you want to give me a history or even a religion check, after you heard like the last thing that he said, the feigns and stuff like that. Oh no, you kind of have like a bit of a fond. It's like a nostalgia thing, and you know that it's centered around your memories with Alcuin, but you can't quite catch it, and you're not sure why this is coming up in this moment. But yeah, sorry. But it'll play once more, and maybe just to the left of Nija, like a couple blades of grass form together to be like a mouth, and they say, "The sisters were broken and stolen from us. We wish to return them, the true purpose of this valley. Give them back."
Elward, can we trust these guys or no?
We're in Barovia. If you have to ask yourself if you could trust them, then the answer is obviously no.
Good point.
I believe they want the gem that we're returning to the distillery. I might take my shot at this guy if he doesn't move. I don't know what they want. Our party's in possession of a lot of things that we've taken from other people.
I see that turn order popping up.
I'm gonna declare
ready yourself.
Hostile intentions and prepare a firebolt at that guy.
Yeah, go for it. You guys can start rolling initiative as you declared hostile intent.
I'm gonna pull out Great Sword.
I don't know. This guy could be super nice. Too close to our goal to be wounded by music. Sorber, I think that still gives you +2 to initiative.
Oh yeah, I already have it tracked. I have a natural minus.
-1. Oh,
yeah.
All right, Dimitri.
Not a very dexterous guy.
True paladin.
You see.
Not.
Oh, go ahead.
No, what were you gonna say? Sorry.
You see Elward like kind of moving a bit, maybe one of its puppets begin to kind of unhinge its jaws. But how do you react to this situation?
I'll get ready to pull weapons because Dimitri is very unsure of what's happening at the. So I'll literally just gonna. I guess I'll essentially take a ready action to attack if he becomes hostile, I guess. But that for that.
Cool. Elward, go for it.
Trying to remember all the scenarios between these guys. Yeah. I know we didn't take the bag from that wild folk couple from when we were traveling. That couldn't be that. And yeah. Every druid we came across was associated with Strahd. So this guy must be similar. So I'm gonna take a firebolt shot.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, I keep forgetting to change my sheet around, but change this to a 9. Firebolt.
That is a hit. As your firebolt streaks across the wooded area, it hits right into the chest of this creature, and you see it doesn't make any noise, but you hear screams to the left and screams to the right of you, as if the trees and the grass and the bushes and the twigs and vines are burnt by your blast. And you keep your eyes tracked on your target, and you see the man himself begin to crack and shiver and untwindle as two huge twigs and roots seem to untwine themselves, as the man himself didn't appear to be anything but a man, but two massive roots twined together. He kind of disappears into the bush. And to the right and to the left of you, these trees standing near the path begin to animate and shuffle on their roots straight towards you all. They call out in screeching voices, "We will have the Lady Fane!" Sorry, that's not very good, but you get the idea.
Oh, they're in a band.
But yeah, these tree blights are coming after you. Any bonus actions?
Are they considered large?
They are huge.
No problem then. All right. I'm going to have Happy Jack come over here to get its attention away from the party, and Happy Jack's arms and legs are gonna like spin around, and so is her head, because of her gears are going crazy fast, and she's gonna get an increase in her AC, and that's the turn.
Serve, it becomes your turn.
So nothing's in range, so I'm just gonna huddle up with everyone, just say stick together, and use my action to cast a.
To cast what? Oh, cool.
So that's a 30-foot radius around me. So just, I mean, nobody's taking damage yet, but just for the eventual. And then as a bonus action, I'm going to be using Channel Divinity. I'm going to pull out Vladimir's Greatsword and just, oh, for some reason it didn't populate the text, but you know what it does. And just encase the Greatsword in ice and then just kind of take a defensive stance amongst it.
Nice. That's a cool combo. Winrel, it becomes your turn.
Alright. I am going to cast a wall of fire in such a way that it's a circle. On this guy, but I'm gonna have it like it's going through him in the back of it. So like the furthest distance between him and us, he would have to travel like back through the wall again. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Can you? I can't quite remember how big of a circle you can make. Let's see. But yeah, that'll totally work. ringed wall and a 20-foot diameter, so 10-foot radius.
Oh, sorry, I thought that would share the spell.
Oh, no worries. So like right there?
Yeah, perfect.
Let me give you a dex save. Oh, why is that whispered? It's a fill. It rolled a 6. It takes all that fire damage. It screams out. And you hear it coming from the grass and the bushes and all the plants nearby. Any bonus actions?
Nope, that is...
And Nisha, becomes your turn.
Let's see. I'm gonna cast. Miji is gonna move. Oops, wrong cursor. I'll move back just a scotch down the path. Just to avoid any sort of clustering. And I will summon Nisha's minute meteors, but I'm gonna cast it at 4th level, just to give myself an extra two shots with it, and then I will shoot 2 of the these kind of jagged shards of ice at that guy right there. So, pow pow.
Both failures?
The first one's actually 8 damage, just because I don't have it set up to reroll ones properly, so it should be that one's a 2.
Do you get to reroll 2s as well, or is it just 1s?
Oh no, yeah, I don't get to reroll. Just 1s count as 2s, I believe, is how the elemental does work.
Okay, cool. Cool. So 13 total damage.
And then I will go ahead with a bonus action. I will kind of clap my hands together and reach down to the earth, and I will summon all the shadows to me, and I will summon a shadow hound to go and kind of appear. There he is. Okay, and I'll roll initiative for him. Nice and low. Oh, did I roll an 11? Oh,
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'll have him appear over here, kind of next to Happy Jack over by here by this tree, and then I'll end my turn.
Cool. All right. So this tree blight's gonna go. It's not quite aware of the shadowy wolf yet, but it's gonna try to batter its way straight for. Who's holding the magic gem? The magic seed?
I am.
Okay. First, it's gonna kind of move its way and try to batter all the things out of its way. So it's gonna try to smack Happy Jack out of the way as 2 huge roots come and try to smack into you. Or branches, sorry, Happy Jack.
Uh, 22 is going to miss, but 28 is going to hit.
Nice. All right. And then it's gonna kind of continue to try to move past. Let's see. I believe you guys do get AOs.
Would, because it's kind of, the space is kind of weird, but would Nisha's shadow dog get one too?
Was it right up on it, or? Sorry, that was not the right button I wanted to push. Yeah.
I think he said
it
it was just hard to tell with like the map and background and stuff.
That was what I thought, that both of them were next up to it. So yeah, they both get AOs if you so wish to use it.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'll make a bite attack. And I guess he gets advantage because of Pack Tactic.
Indeed. It won't be able to fall prone, but it will take damage.
It's not restrained, but yeah, I'll take 4 damage.
As this tries to move past, you see its roots kind of still reaching out, and it can't quite reach its target, so it turns towards the things that struck it, and it'll do one root towards Happy Jack and one root towards the wolf. So this one will be Happy Jack, and this one towards the wolf.
0 damage.
Yeah, it does damage at the start of the turn.
That's a miss.
And I think
That's
19 will hit. Yeah, so it'll you get kind of squeezed by these roots as it kind of sticks out of the tree and wraps around, and it's grappled. Escape DC 15. Okay, cool. And that is the tree blight's turn. Then you get to go. You'll immediately take some damage at the start of a turn.
Okay.
11 damage as the roots kind of squeeze into your hound. But feel free to go ahead. You're grappled, so you can't move unless you escape.
I'm only subtracting 7 because he was summoned with 4 temporary hit points because of just it's like half my level.
Excellent, excellent.
Okay, so I can try and break out with a
athletics or acrobatics.
So is that just like a dex check for the hound then? I
right.
guess?
Unless the strength is better. Strength or
dex.
yeah,
you're right. I'll do it. I'll do an athletics.
I can't quite. You kind of rip and lash out at the roots, but it doesn't break free.
Okay, damn. I assume, attempting to break free is my action, right? So,
yeah.
All right, I guess he's stuck.
This one is gonna. It starts its turn in the fire, and it's gonna have to move out of the fire. Is it just when you end in wall of fire? Or is it if you start? I think it's enters the wall for the first time or ends its turn there. So if it's like still like burning away, but it's gonna try to rush out of this flames as quickly as you can. It's just within reach of you, Dimitri, or it gets within reach and out of the fire. So the first thing it's going to do is try to grapple you, Dimitri.
Well, it says enters the wall for the first time on a turn, so I would think every turn it would. No.
I think if it enters it there for the first time. Hold on, let me look at it real again.
Well, did you roll damage? Did you roll damage for the wall when it first popped up?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, then it wouldn't be till the end of the turn on this one. But if you want to get technical with it, it ran through one wall and then through another one, so it entered the wall again. So it would take more damage for running.
That's
what I was.
Yeah, because it's a ring.
That's what I was thinking, because it was the first time on that turn, like it re-entered, kind of thing.
Yeah, go for it. Roll again. Roll damage. Does it get a dex save if it walks through? Sorry, Wallfire is not. I should know all this, but I'm sorry.
I think so. I think it still does.
It will still run through fire.
Yeah. All right. It'll still take all that damage. Okay. Cool. Yeah, as it moves through the fire and catches some of its limbs and branches and roots on fire, it burns up a good bit. So it's going to try to grasp you first, Dimitri. 11's a miss. It'll try again. 11's another miss. And then it's going to try to just smack you. And it screams out, "Give us her soul, the Fade Sister!" Swinging twice.
The 28 is a hit.
Alright, that's that blight. It becomes your turn, Dimitri.
Alrighty. I am. Yeah. Let's see. He has no idea what's going on. He going to pull out my weapons, obviously, and I would. I didn't know if that was something going on right now.
Sorry about that. Sorry, that was me.
Yeah, I'll take. Actually, I'm gonna just bonus action disengage and then move to. Actually, I'll move. Sorry. Actually, you want to? Yeah. Should have been prepared. I apologize. He's gonna just move back here. Disengage, still bonus action disengage. Move around to get to here, and then he'll take a couple shots at this one that hit him. And let's make them both violent shots. Why not? And do they count as undead?
No, they're plant. They're living plants.
Okay. I didn't know if they were living dead plants.
Yeah, they're dying. They are dying, but they're not. They're still plants. 14 doesn't break through, but 15 does.
All right, so it is the 18. Unfortunately, no sneak attack, and a bonus action disengage. And I moved all my feet, so I am.
Elward.
Okie dokie. Okay. So the trees look like they're actively after Dimitri, so I'm gonna place Happy Jack here. So we'll have to keep going around. And then yeah. Late game is so hard because you have so many choices, aside from early game where you just hit things. Okay. I'm going to Happy Jack's mouth is going to open and it's going to start making creepy noises, and the tree has to make a wisdom save unless it's immune to fear, I think.
It can be feared. It can be feared.
Thanks.
And it can hear too. It can hear.
And it can hear, yeah. So I need a DC 17. I'm sorry, it's a con save. My bad.
That's okay. We'll take the roll. It's still failure. And which one is it?
Discord.
Oh, which tree? Which tree are you trying to affect?
Oh, the one that Happy Jack's in front of.
Okay, cool.
As some of its roots and branches start withering as some nasty magic seeps through it.
Nice. It screams out in pain. You've stolen her heart! You're stealing the soul of the valley!
What can you say? The ladies love me.
Does it have secondary effect, like status effects as well?
No,
Okay, cool.
it just hurts the brain. But sadly, can't use a spell because that was my action. I'm sure I have other stuff I could do, but yeah, we'll call it then. I'll do some movement while Service doing her turn.
Cool. Serva.
Alright. I'm gonna bonus action use the aura to heal Dimitri. So Dimitri heals by 6. Which is not much, but. And then. Yeah, this guy seems pretty occupied. So I'm gonna go towards this one. And let's strike it twice.
Oh yeah, that's a hit. And cold. Yep, nice.
And then once more.
Unfortunately, that time it dodges or kind of bats your sword away.
Gotcha. And that'll be it for now.
Winrel.
Sorry, accidental.
No worries.
Alright, I'm gonna swing at him and cast a spiritual weapon.
Yeah, that is definitely a hit as you smack into him with your high level cast. And hit him with your magical blessed mace. It's more like an it, I shouldn't say him. Nisha's turn.
Alright, seeing these things kind of approach further, I'll continue to take a few steps back, just down the path. At the one that's lesser engaged, here next to Happy Jack, I'll let go two more of my meteors, so I should have 4 left.
For 11 damage.
11. That's my bonus, and with my action, I will cast Ninja Snowball Storm. So I will throw some water into the air, and a small clutch of snowballs will kind of appear and kind of slam into the side of the trunk here.
Nice. Yeah, these things are not moving at any kind of speed. They take full brunt of your damage.
And let's see. It's each creature in a 5-foot radius sphere. But I'm gonna cast it just on the backside of the tree since it's so large. I figure I can do it without hitting Happy Jack. But no, it doesn't do anything else. There's no secondary effect on that one. All right, cool. Let's see. So it's bonus and action, and we'll pass turn.
Cool. It's gonna try to swipe this thing out of the way and get towards where its goal is, the heart of one of the Fane sisters. So the first thing it's gonna do is smack Happy Jack, or try to and miss, and try again. 24 to hit.
That hits. For 13 damage.
And then try to get within reach of Dimitri. You can take an AO if you'd like.
Sure. I'm a hug and crush onto one of its branches or roots as a nice gesture.
And you do. You do like smash just one little tiny branch, but it's still branch smashed. Then it's going to try to reach out as like a big root comes reaching out and tries to twirl around you, Dimitri. 17, I think, is a miss.
It is now with that bonus.
Boom, boom. Oh,
But that's it.
and it can't move any closer. Oh, no, it's 25. Yeah, 30 feet. So it'll step a little closer. Still without a... No, that's not right. Oh no, that's a whole 5 feet. Okay, then it is going to use its bonus action to bite into you as well, Dimitri. Give me her heart! It misses. Just grappled, not restrained.
Hold on a second. Can't remember if...
You have like a reaction thing?
Yeah, but I can't move because I'm restrained. It was skirmisher because it's ending its turn within 5 feet of me, but now I'm grappled.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
grappled, not restrained, I think.
Yeah, just grappled, not restrained. But the hound will take some damage as the Groot squeeze into it some more. 9 damage. You want to try to escape again with the hound?
Yes, I will. Let me take that 9. Doing a whole lot here, guys. All right, hound will do an athletics check.
Still trapped.
Poor shadow dog.
This tree is going to do the same kind of tactics. It's going to try to smack the things out of the way. So one shot towards Serva and one shot towards Gwynrel. 20 on Serva, 14 on Gwynrel.
20 will hit because I don't have the shield on me.
22 bludgeoning. It's not magical, just straight up bludgeoning. And then it's going to try to move away.
Still. Does that provoke anything from us?
Yeah, if you'd like to.
I'm going to use my inspiration on this.
Go for it. 25 is a hit. Good use of inspiration.
Let's hit it a little extra hard.
Give it a little smite. And the mace hit as well.
Little love.
Boom. Yeah. So 8 on the smite?
Yes.
Oh, that was a low smite. Still good though. Still pretty good.
Yeah, very.
Cool. As it gets by, it's used its branch attacks. It's going to also try to grapple, grapple you, Dimitri. Sorry, man. They're trying to get at your. Okay, as that one does so, it uses
18 hits. Yeah.
It uses its other root attack to try to begin to kind of reach for your things. It's trying to pull away, trying to find and pull away your bag. But it won't be able to do that just yet. Your turn.
Alright, so I'm assuming I take 2 grasping root attacks.
Oh yeah, at the start of your turn they both squeeze into you. For 16 damage.
Okay. Alright, well, I'm definitely going to try and break out. So acrobatics or athletics, right?
Either one. Yeah, either one. Or you can even attack the root. Yeah. So you can break through. You can break out of one, no problem.
I'll get out of both.
Well, are you gonna action surge?
Oh, that takes up both. Oh, that's not just a. Yeah, I'll action surge then to do that.
You can do so.
And then I'll bonus action disengage.
You can move out of there. Gonna create a little space between you and the trees.
I'll second wind. I can't because it bonus action disengage. I guess using. Can I stow? I guess Matilda for now, and then like try and reach it. And can I reach into my bag and grab the bottle of alchemist fire?
Yeah, you could do that. You've got dual witter, so you could still draw something, no problem.
Now I'm just trying to remember if I would remember if I had, or trying to think if I would remember. Actually, no, I don't even think I know I would have that. So never mind.
Okay, cool.
But as I was trying to think, because breaking out took an action.
Yeah, so escape was an action, and then escape again was an action, and then bonus action was disengage.
Yeah, then I'm done.
Elward, becomes your turn.
Nice. We're just going to make some distance. And then Ada's in a weird spot right now. So Ada's gears are going to spin really fast. And really quickly, she's going to get pulled into Elward as I do a stringed retreat.
Awesome.
The trees can still make opportunity attacks, but they'll be at disadvantage.
Okay, cool. Yeah, they probably will. Both are misses. One is a bad miss.
That's against Happy Jack, but Ada has a lower AC.
Oh no, disadvantage? So 12
yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry. I forget.
It has no weapons to draw, but it might get stumble. Oh no, it just auto falls down. Okay, yeah, so it auto falls down. It tries to like reach out at you as you get ripped back, and it kind of like swings its branch awkwardly and with too much force and falls to the ground as the tree tries to like get all tangled up in its roots.
Hey, my ability did a thing. Game changer. Okay. Ada's gonna fire off a firebolt at the weaker looking one at the moment. Let's try to take that one down once and for all.
That is definitely a hit. Oh no, that's
Hey, we take it.
that wasn't quite what I meant to put. There we go. Sorry about that.
Brim. Having 2d10 is cool, but without modifiers, it's wonky. Alright, I gotta protect Dimitri. Well, not Dimitri, but the crystal. So, Happy Jack's going to. Oh, I already used all my movement to go up north. Oh, Happy Jack used action, so he'll dash. But he can't do nothing after that.
You both your action and bonus might. Did the string retreat?
Oh yeah, my bonus was to do the string. Yeah, you're right. High levels are so hard. Too much stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my turn then. Happy Jack will somewhat try to protect Dimitri, but it looks like she's not putting her all into it. My done button is all the way up here, guy.
Cool.
It's bonus action heal Dimitri again. For 5. there and make an attack on this big old guy.
Boom, boom, go for it. "14's just a miss as you kind of like your sword strikes into the wood. It just holds solid.
All right, let's try that one more time.
That time you put enough force behind it.
And let's also use Orcish Fury to add a d6. And then a level 1 smite. So that's 10, 27.
You're so close. It just you just crank into this tree, and a huge gash just opens up, and you kind of see this blackish greenish liquid just oozing out of it. It's just audibly screams, but kind of the volume of its energy is depleting.
And yep, gonna hit the done.
Well, Winroll, your turn.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Ouch.
Fumble button. Okay, good. Good. You roll too low, just a miss.
Okay. I will, I didn't put my...
It would be within 20 feet. You can probably move your spiritual weapon up to it.
Yeah, I'm should be good.
That's another hit. That's a massive smack. Jeez, your spectral hand just appears and smack like karate chops right in this crevice that Serva gashed, and it just karate chops the whole tree in half, and it comes tumbling down and no longer animate. You also see a lot of the grass and the brushes and the vines just lay over and begin to wither away to your left as well. Anisha, your turn.
All right. Continuing, I guess, my slow retreat here down the path as these things continue to get closer. I will fire at the one that's still alive with 2 more meteors.
It's got dex. It's got a disadvantage on its dex.
Just the top 2, but 16 not bad. And then for my action, I will throw a ray of frost at it.
And you'll actually, I'm not going to give you disadvantage for that. It's a huge target. Normally you have disadvantage for a ranged attack at a prone, but that is such a huge target. Yeah, we'll just do it at normal.
That's kind of it's kind of like hitting the broadside of a barn. Although I rolled an 11, so that's still not a miss.
Yeah, man, you kind of hit some of the dead branches that have already been kind of severed off, but are dangling there.
All right. Yep. That's the action.
This huge creature will kind of right itself and move just a little bit farther in. Yeah, it's just within reach. And it's going to just kind of give one pleading call left. Please, return the faint soul. And it's going to try...
Didn't that tree just fall this turn?
No, it fell during my AO.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's going to try to attack you, Dimitri. Since you have what it wants, it's going to try to grasp you, though, first.
That hits.
Alright. And it'll go ahead and use its other root on the other on Happy Jack.
Sure.
I think this is a miss, right?
Yep. Big AC.
And now it's going to try to it's going to use its branches to try to smack on you, Dimitri, as it tries to smack towards like trying to just to get the gem off of you.
How far is the range on those branches?
15
does
feet.
It pull Dimitri?
Big
Oh, okay. I was gonna say like if it pulled him closer. I mean,
Nah, it could pull if it had movement, but
he is. Okay, yeah, he's out of my aura range, so I can't do anything.
So you'll get hit,
You could
Dimitri,
look through
for
that if you want.
21, but that's all it can do. You're still grappled because it's the one that's grappling you didn't fall.
Poor hound.
Yeah, the hound gets squeezed for a bit more, some 9. You can also attack the branch instead of trying to escape if you so
Yeah.
wish.
Oh, yeah, I'll do that. Bite the branch. Bite it.
Cool. That's a hit.
Ouch.
Yeah, that's gonna be enough.
Max damage.
Nice. Yeah, you just shatter this branch. That's the roots that are grappling you.
And then it'll spend some movement, running as close up to this thing as possible, and that'll be its turn.
All you, Dimitri?
All right. Yeah, I guess I'll just swing out at the branch then.
Oh yeah, you cut through it, no problem.
All right, and then I will bonus action disengage. Move 30 feet over there, and then use my second attack to make a shot on the move. And a violent shot at.
$16 is a hit.
Oh, and it would be sneak attack because
Yeah.
there's people there. So yeah, 19 total.
Very nice.
And then that's it.
Elward, it becomes your turn.
Okay. It's gonna shoot a firebolt at it. Pew.
That is when 2d10s is nice.
Hey.
Yeah, it's a massive blast.
And then Happy Jack's gonna run up to it. Hey, why don't you go ahead and leave already? Stop being so sappy. It's only elementary. It's just gonna try and distract it or upset it as long as possible to hold the line, and it's gonna take a dodge action.
Very nice.
Yep, this.
Alright, let's move right. So 15 feet right there. I'm gonna use the aura on Dimitri. Another 2. That's actually a better roll. So Dimitri heals by 9. And then oh, okay. There. I think that's just out of 5 feet, right?
Oh no, that's not. You touched at that angle.
Oh, okay, cool. Then let's go with the good old hit twice.
Boom. That time you kind of got excited on the first hit and just didn't swing quite hard enough on the second one.
That's it from me.
Winrel.
Alright, I'm gonna come up and try to bash him. Or her.
You bash it indeed. You smack into it and it kind of splinters a bit. It's still up but buckling.
Alright, and the hand's gonna reach out and try to like grab all of its branches and like just like crush them all together. Like it like as if it was just one big trunk.
Nice. Go for it. Turn it into broccoli paste. And indeed you do. As you're gonna smash it, you see the kind of black greenish ooze of this creature just fly out and spurt everywhere. And that'll end combat.
Cool if we break here.
Oh yeah, let's take a 10-minute break. We'll come back at 10 minutes past the hour.
Thanks.
Sounds good.
Combat, everybody.
As we wrap up that encounter. Moving at full speed now. Make it to about here. Winrel, will you roll random encounters for our nighttime encounters? D20. Cool. That night will go uneventful, and we'll begin to travel again the next day. That's 2 days off, Dimitri. Nija, do you mind rolling a D20 for our daytime encounters? Oh boy. Oh boy. Roll a D12 plus a D8.
This is what happens when you have someone else roll for you.
Oh yeah, you guys got a long rest. Okay, cool. Maybe this will be a fun one. Oh, cool. Roll a D2. Winrel, if you don't mind. Nice, awesome. No worries, just getting started back. As you're kind of going through the traveling north and north, you're getting near the trail that leads to Lake Baratok and Van Richten's tower, which used to be Kazan's tower. Now who knows whose tower it'll be, but through the mist you see a singular black bird just circling just overhead. As you're moving about, let's see. Elward, you kind of look up, and you see its eyes seem to be fixed upon you. The eyes of this raven seem a bit strange. The raven itself is a little bigger. It definitely seems intent, but it's just flying just over your head, kind of hovering along as you go along. Do you react at all?
Do I remember if the were-ravens are a little bit larger than
Some of them look smaller. Like they, it depends on the age of the raven, the were-raven.
Okay. Mm. You never know these days, so I'll tell the party to be wary of that raven. Never know these days if it's friend or foe. But always keep your guard up.
Cool.
Sure.
As you continue along, it seems to tail you for about 4 hours over the day, and kind of maybe look up every once in a while, and out of nowhere it turns and flies back towards the south, back around the path towards, headed towards either Argynvost or Vallaki. You don't know, but yeah, we'll bypass that encounter. Let's see, Elward, do you mind rolling a d20 for our nighttime encounters? Cool. No nighttime encounters that night. I should make sure I have the right number of hexes. Oh no, we're headed towards the Manor. Yeah. Cool. Dimitri, do you mind rolling a d20 for daytime encounters on the next day? Cool. Another no encounter day. And then Server, do you mind rolling a d20 for our nighttime? Another day without events. And maybe, possibly, we'll circle back around. Elward, do you mind rolling we skipped you earlier. Do you mind rolling a d20 for our night? Oh, sorry, go ahead. Yeah, sorry. So sorry, Dimitri. Go ahead.
Oh, it's all good, man. I feel, oh, well. Where? I forgot what I was going to say now.
Just like everything else.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're, you see that Dimitri is like, I don't know, like he just like slow getting up this morning, just kind of, I don't know, just seems really down, just kind of like.
All right, friend. Starting to realize how much it sucks here.
I mean, starting to realize, I've known it since I arrived here. I just, well, just thinking of my wife and child. I had a lovely dream about them, and then I woke up to this. Fairly normal, actually.
Do you remember them now?
Of course, why would I not remember?
Do you remember everything?
Oh yes, we went to I don't know, the Mount Gakis there. We killed your liberated your Argynvost, returned the skull. Now we're going to the Martikovs.
Oh,
Howard's visibly upset.
you
Throughout
had
the whole
no
walk,
idea.
but throughout the whole walk, Elwer was telling stories of what we did here, and I just made it out so it was all Dimitri's fault, everything that we did. Even if he wasn't involved, it was Dimitri's fault.
I was. Dimitri's the one that killed Serena. So, oh my goodness, I was so worried you were going to be stuck like that for a long time.
Yes, it.
It's good to have you back.
I had the chance to tell you your wife died, and I didn't.
I
Take that as a sign of growth, maybe.
I appreciate it, but I also would not have blamed you if you.
So you remember not remembering anything as well?
I remember those days. They're fuzzy, but I remember the things happening, but they're fuzzy.
Well, as long as you're back, that's the important thing. Glad we were able to wake you up and get you out of this funk.
Yes, I thank you. I don't know what happened. The last thing I remember before waking up is being covered in spiders. Lots of spiders.
Yeah, let's not poke random bodies in your spiders anymore.
I didn't even touch the body. They just exploded out.
Correct, but you still got close to it.
I thought it was a living person. You know, I thought we were going to...
Regardless, good to have you back.
Oh, good to be back.
Indeed, we have the return to consciousness and mind, mental health, as much as you can be, Dimitri.
I just got to figure out how to incorporate these flaws.
Indeed, yeah. All right. I think we rolled no encounters this night too. Oh no, I wouldn't roll. Were you rolling?
I think Pi was about to roll.
Oh, Pi guy.
Speaking of, I'm bored. Can somebody tell me a joke?
Howard flips through his pages of puns. Let's see what I got here. How do werewolves eat food? They wolf it down.
Ah, good one, good.
Very nice.
No, Straud. He's been a pain in the.
That's pretty good too. Elward, do you mind rolling a d20? We're gonna lower the DC by like 15 for all the punt. No, I'm picking. No, I appreciate the puns.
There was enemies in the shadows, and they heard the puns, and they just left.
Something you might have noticed, one or two of you, but as you do approach the vineyard, there seems to be this kind of getting later in the nights, what you maybe just thought were shadows or darkness or kind of a low-hanging cloud or a patch of fog, like dark fog. You kind of see the trees kind of shuffle and move a bit. Some hulking figure just kind of strides through the darkness over top the trees, but just kind of passes through this foliage woods. No random encounters though, and we'll make it to the vineyard.
When we after the Strahd fight, there was a hulking figure that went through the mist before, right? Or I don't think it was something else. Or I think it opened up and showed something and then closed back up.
Which time?
Oh man, there's a lot of times that things happened when we were around this area.
There's a lot of mysterious figures.
Because I remember a hulking. I think there was a hulking thing here, and I thought it was gonna be a dragon, but it seems like it wasn't because it was all the way in Mount Gakis.
Oh, the thing flying through the sky north of Crake was the dragon. Kind of just like fight like you guys would have gotten glimpses of the Argynvost kind of hunting over the valley a little bit here and there.
It's fast.
Oh yeah.
Word is
sorry?
Oh, Elward is so perceptive for Pie Guy, I should say.
Yeah, indeed. I'm glad. You guys all pick up on certain things. Yeah, we'll approach the vineyard, the Wizard of Vines vineyard. We'll just hang out on this page and switch maps. But as you approach, you see a few kind of children playing off towards the northern copse. Two different subsets of the field seem to be alive and bustling. The ones that make Red Dragon Crush and Purple Dragon Smash. Red Dragon Crush and Purple Grape Smash seem to be in full bloom, and several people working in the vineyard and kind of harvesting grapes. Maybe even see people kind of dancing over the bolt, some barrels kind of smashing the grapes with their feet. But as you get close, you see the old man Davian Martikov kind of come rushing out. Not rushing, but striding out towards you all. Welcome, my friends. Welcome back to the Wizard of Vineyard. For you, anything. Please, come stay, come rest. We shall do what we can for you, the heroes of Barovia. You bring the lifeblood back to our land.
Oh, well, good to see other people notice that.
Hold up, can I incite this guy? This guy was really mean to us the last time.
Yeah, go ahead.
No way he's this nice. Last time, he was knocking people in the heads with his stick.
Maybe he's just.
Remember, I even have him on my shit list.
I want to see the shit list.
You can tell that like a lot of weight has been lifted off his shoulders, even standing a bit straighter. And you see, like visibly in his pockets, he has coins in his pockets. You can tell that maybe like the money in the business picking back up has lifted his spirits. That you kind of get the sense that he's happy because he's got money in his pockets, kind of thing.
So I specifically have here mean old man who keeps hitting me over the head.
Davian Martikov? I can see that, especially if you'd have first visited. Yes, friends, come in. We have plenty of wine to spare. Your efforts has made us much business. Even my son, he has his inn in Vallaki has picked up business. The new Burgermeister, she is doing great. Yes. The only place even the Blood of the Vine Tavern in Barovia is taking our shipments. Crake is slowed down a bit, but they were never big drinkers anyways.
From what I can understand, we got something else to give.
It's good to see you.
I thought Craig was particularly fond of your wine. It's been slower than normal lately.
Yes. I've the Baron and Baroness of Craig. They did want a wine for that holy person they call the abbot, and they were always asking for it, especially when we were low. But now that we have plenty supply, it seems like they dried up. Their tongues are too wet, perhaps.
Curious.
Might be that abbot acting up like you all said.
Well, it's good to see you again, and we have another surprise. And Dimitri will pull out the third the seed.
Bless the sisters, the morning lord. He has shined upon us. I cannot believe this. The third and final seed. Champagne de los Stamp will be in production soon. Bless you, friends. You have done so much. Come. Do you mind if I take this? I would wish to plant it soon, right away.
Yes, of course. Here, I'll hand it over.
We have much business to discuss, but let's relax at first. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to visit an old friend.
Certainly. Take your time, and the vineyard is open to you all. You are friends of the Keepers of the Feather. Whatever we can do for you, just ask. There is one thing, but do not worry about it. You'll see it for yourself.
I mean, you can't just mention something and say, don't worry about it.
I have a sinking suspicion where she is headed.
Right. You told me that you've lost a few. This one of them?
Yes. One of the companions that we entered Barovia with, Jensen, he's buried.
Do the rest of you want to go visit? It's not my place to, but...
Yes, I think I will also go.
I'll be here. I don't want to get in your way, and it's not my place to be. But just holler if you need me.
Will do.
As you stride out towards the tree copse where Jensen was buried, you notice that they've kind of kept good keep of that area, and the gravesite is well preserved, and kind of the stone decorations and stuff. There's even a grapevine kind of planted just to the north of the grave. But as you get closer, you see something just looks a little off. It's like the earth itself above the grave has been almost like something is dug in it or around it, and you get closer and closer, and it looks like something has literally ripped through the grave and dug out of it. And you get close, and you see no sign of the body of Jensen. It looks like the grave itself has been emptied.
Can I tell if it's we can tell that it was dug, looked like something dug out of it, not like
Yeah, like the earth itself is like pushed through versus kind of like sunk in.
This this horror is hard to accept for me. It's just me and Dimitri, right?
I believe so.
I'm in the back.
Yeah, Nija will be in the background, just kind of paying respects, but definitely away from Winrel.
No, we're just not good at these kinds of things.
This is
I guess he wasn't at rest anyway.
well. Once we kill Strahd, his spirit will be at rest, but
You think so? Even if he's
I'm no expert, but I believe it would just be his body almost controlled like a puppet by Horngaard. Like, it's not actually as hard as it will be to see him again. It's not really him.
We need to find a way to get rid of this guy once and for all. Even if we do defeat Strahd, seems as though he's just gonna keep hunting us down over and over again.
We'll have to figure out a way to put him down permanently. Perhaps.
is anyone aware of how?
Or when?
Probably Serva, but she's not here right now, and I'm not sure she would even want to know that information on how to completely get rid of their kind.
Davian and Serva would stride back in, and you see Davian with a few of his sons and the daughters kind of striding up with spades and stuff. You see, like, the only part of the vineyard that's not quite and full lush is the northern part, the northern quadrant, and you kind of guess that's where the Champagne du Stomp grapes must grow. But we kind of overheard a bit of the last part. The Keepers of Feather, probably the most well-informed people in all of Barovia. Is there something I can help you with? Information would be a very small recompense I could give for all of the effort you have gone to help us.
Well, I guess two questions. First is, when was the body first discovered?
Yeah, it's been a few days. It was at night. I am sorry that this happened. We tried our best to keep watch over it, but times were looking better and we relaxed a little. A lot of my sons, we have to travel for trade. But I came out there one morning to do some work, and I found it as you have found it here. This was 6 days ago.
Well, it's not your fault. I don't even think there's anything you could have done about it. This is, we have an idea of who did it.
It's that damn rat.
He already took over the body of Jensen's brother at some point, and used that to hunt us down. And we defeated him again, and his spirit or something, I guess, floated off, and I think he chose this body to try and hunt us down again.
Yes, I believe that the souls of vengeance plague our land. What happened to your friend here is not an isolated event. Even some of our family and friends have been raised by these souls of vengeance before. Perhaps if you know this one's motive, it will help you find some closure.
Well, he wants this sword. We know that.
He wants
Do
to
you
keep
know how to get rid of them permanently?
I do not, but have you heard the story of the Mad Mage? The one that led the revolt many years ago?
I almost was dumb enough to join that revolt.
Yes, many ravens were as well. But luckily our family have survived, like many other things. He was a very wise man, but he did not wish to share what we wished to ask. Or he did not wish to share the answers, at least. He did not trust us. But I believe he had the power, or the knowledge, to solve such dilemmas. But this is folklore. It is a myth. I do not know if this is true or not, but have you heard of something like a wish? Enough magic, enough power, and this wish can come true. And I think that is one way to perhaps put to rest these souls of vengeance. But outside Straud himself, the Mad Mage is likely the only one that would know how to do such a thing.
All right. Another question for you, Mr. Davian. I don't suppose you and your family have seen Van Richten recently, have you?
No, I have not heard tell of Mr. Van Richten.
Well, no point in searching for him, but just if you could tell your family to keep an eye out for him, and if they see him, that it has Jensen, I believe is his name, correct?
Yes.
I will try to spread the word. If we see him, we shall share the news.
Now, we're getting close. We're going to try, against all odds, to take out Strahd. I know your family is in considerably better position because of us. What can you offer to help us in this final battle?
You kind of see him look around at his. You can kind of tell that pretty much everyone there are just family at this point. That a lot of the ravens have kind of dwindled down, and he looks at his sons and his daughters, and you see Davian himself is a pretty old man. I fear that what you need is warriors, brave souls. The keepers of the feather are brave, but perhaps not suited for what you seek. If it comes to information, and safety as best as we can provide. That shall always be yours. And you have made our business prosper extraordinarily. With Champagne de l'Estampe back in production, it will be more than we can use. If you are in need of wealth, we can offer this as well. We even would share in our profits with you. You have earned them twicefold. I hope this can be enough. But we can serve as informants, messengers. Such is this that we are good at. The seekers of the land are our ears to hear and our eyes to see.
Who else does your family know of anyone else that is sick of Strahd enough to brave Castle Raven?
Or who might be actually a worthwhile ally? We're running out of options.
I have not heard tell of him in some days, but a rider left Creek many moons ago and went to the windmill north of the west gate. I believe he was a friend of yours, one that has lost all to Strahd. Family, love, respect, a home. Perhaps why he went there is different than what you expect. But he's proven himself. I believe he searches for allies just as you do, as he's made his mind up to kill the devil or die trying.
Are we talking about Ismark here?
Yes. He's Mark.
Where can we find him?
There's a windmill to the east, along the road, the old Svalet road. We know it as the old Brongrider, but it was owned by the Durst family many years ago, and I do not know who owns it now. We stay away. Many ravens that venture there do not return.
Well, that windmill is on the way to the castle.
I beg of you, please, stay in our home tonight. In fact, I had hoped to open my masterwork, the final bottle of our finest vintage of Champagne de l'Estampe. I would gift it to you. It is a small token of our thanks, the finest wine that our vineyard has ever produced. Please stay with us tonight, rest, take your minds off the troubles, drink with us, and be merry. Or somber, whatever you wish, but let us offer at least one night of respite for you.
Well, Dimitri's gonna drink all of it, but I'll take you up on that offer.
Not all of it.
Yeah, but I could outdrink you.
Is that a yes?
I'm more than happy to stay, and we greatly appreciate the gesture.
But I would warn the rest of your family, if you haven't already, about this body. He's a pretty crafty fella. He likes to take hostages. Damn rat he is.
Thank you for that warning. We will keep an eye. It is unfortunate that such an evil soul has been re-released into the land, but hopefully you all will find what you need to take care of him. He'll begin to lead you back towards the vineyard, and kind of you see the families already beginning to set up a pretty nice feast. He kind of brings you into the dining hall and asks you to wait there as he goes into the reserves, and he comes back with this beautiful kind of amber-colored bottle with a large, just deep red label and a big cork, and he kind of he offers it over. Well, Granny Martikov, she was always fond of this. She only ever made 3 of them. Well, this is the last one. But she said that no matter what, someone that take this sip, the first sip of this bottle, would be blessed. That they would bring spirits and good joy to whoever they touched. So, I hope that Granny Martikov was right. And one of you, if you wish to be blessed by the spirits of our family and our lost arts, please, take it if sip. I grant you this.
If you would permit, as a fellow wear, I would be honored if I was granted this opportunity.
I have no qualms with this. It is up to you all to decide. This is my gift to you.
Winrow could use some more joy.
I've never been one to make anybody happy.
Be happy enough.
That was a joke.
Such gifts are wasted on me, perhaps better served by.
I've always lived my life in service of others. I would appreciate the.
You didn't even want to get the crystals at first. Elward will mutter under his breath.
Oh, the magic seed?
I wrote down, Winrow did not want to get the magic seeds.
This is true.
She voted for something else. But both character and player, I don't mind that. You get the blessing.
It seems that later you are chosen. I'm glad that the fellow wear, as you just put it, will have this blessing. As the curse upon us is a blessing and a curse, yeah, but it depends how you look on it. Maybe this will help you look on yours a bit more favorably as well. And he'll pop it and pour you a glass and offer it to you.
I'll give Elward stink eye, and I'll take a sip.
Nice. As it goes down, you feel like there's a joy inside you that if you simply exerted this joy, this will that now dwells in you, that problem, the greatest of problems that you could face, the greatest of curses, the greatest of any kind of illness or sickness or pain, you simply would need to exert this joy upon it, and the joy and the spirit of it would lift the pain, lift the curse, and you get the charm of restoration. I think that's correct. Yeah, charm of restoration. So this is an innate ability of yours. There's no item or anything, attunement or anything like that, but you have this ability now that you have 6 charges, and once you expend the charges, it goes away. But you can cast greater restoration for 4 charges or less restoration for 2 charges.
Alright. Now that you've had the first sip, why don't we get some glasses and everybody have some?
Pass it around.
Pass it around, drink it up. It is quite delicious. If you like wine, it's if you don't like wine, it's just yummy bubbly stuff, and it's a good merry time. And we'll call session right there as we get to end with a bit of joy.
I didn't die.
Yeah.
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 I mean, I figured I might as well try. I'm glad that worked.
Nisha will turn it down, obviously. Just say that her stomach's not up to.
Yeah. Don't want to just pour like straight through.
Yeah. Don't want things to get awkward real fast since currently I'm disguised self to look like, pre-cursed Nisha, and a bunch of champagne falling through.
Like Casper the Ghost it when they were eating the food and it just kind of pops through.